trimmer for you. Now that's essential trimmer for you, Battle. Cool, Battle. There it is. The side fuel tank for my bullnose truck. The exterior paint has cured for a good 2 or 3 weeks, and we are going to line the inside today. I ended up watching a lot of videos on YouTube on lining the inside of a fuel tank with these products that you can get from all sorts of manufacturers, and I wasn't too impressed with the videos that I saw. People didn't wear PPE, they didn't follow the manufacturer's instructions. There was a lot of fake information in the comments. So this video right here is going to be the best video on YouTube for lining the inside of a fuel tank with a kit from POR 15. All right, Battle, there's the inside of the tank, but we're going to go ahead and seal it today, and I think it'll be much improved. So let's get her done. There it is, cleaner degreaser. I got long sleeve shirt on. I got a quart of very hot water in this bucket. So it says to mix it, and then we put it in there, and then we slosh it around for 20 minutes. So I'm going to do end over end and side over side, and then later when I do the actual coating, I'll be wearing a respirator. It's surprising the way people do things. I know the way it is, you know, trying to be a man. You don't need to read the directions, but this stuff can be dangerous, Battle. Now this is the cleaner degreaser, and in the second stage is the metal prep, which we're going to get to. And it says that with the metal prep, you can reuse it. Of course, making a mess already. That's okay. That shows you why you need to be careful if you take a fuel tank out with fuel in it, because that's only 2 quarts of liquid, and it causes it to be heavy on one end. Now the guy with the red beard is going to find out about all those scrape marks on my fuel tank. End over end, Battle. Got a couple of scrapes on it, but that's okay. You can always touch it up later. I think this stopper isn't working too well, Battle. I'm going to go ahead and pull it out and replace it with duct tape. One of my gloves broke, so I paused in the cleaner and degreaser stage, and I went and washed my hands inside and get some new gloves on maybe. And I suggest reading the directions in any fuel tank lining kit you get, and then look up the material safety data sheet, because I found that some of the other kits, not POR 15, but KBS, or I think Rust-Oleum does a kit as well. Some of them require special PPE, specifically butyl rubber gloves, and these are just vinyl. So make sure you check that manufacturer's information. This is junk. There we go, Battle. I think that's going to be better than just the stopper. And it ripped the gloves again. Get these gloves on. And then I'm going to wear the mechanics gloves over. Make sure that you do wear the rubber, the vinyl, because it's not permeable to these chemicals. And it looks like already it's a leak up here again. So I think I'm just going to finish this cleaner degreaser stage. I'm going to have to get a better cork, a better stopper for that fuel rollover valve port before I do the metal prep and before I do the liner itself. but it's been over 20 minutes, even with the busted gloves and the leaky stopper. It's been over half an hour actually, as I have been rolling it back and forth in front of the shop. Now, you can reuse the metal prep, but this cleaner degreaser is no good. So I'm gonna go ahead and drain it, get all my stuff out of the way. Lovely. It started out clean water with the cleaner degreaser, and now it's a nice shade of brown. I'll give you a close-up here in a minute. So what I want to do is rinse it out before the metal prep stage, per the manufacturer's instructions. Get the worst of it off the outside, so we won't have to touch up too much. Don't want the guy with the red beard finding out. Water and cleaner degreaser. Nice, lovely shade of brown. And I have to go to the hardware store and get a good cork for that fuel rollover vent hole before I do the metal prep stage and before I do the liner stage. So I'll catch you on the flip side, Battle. This is all the remnants of the shower head that were in the fuel tank. And then there were a few leaves in here. I think that was from when I power washed the tank. And then looks like we had just about 1.4 gallons of water and cleaner degreaser that I put into this old oil container. I'll take it to the recycling center. Just wanted to show that to you, Battle. It's the next day, and I don't know if you can see the finish on the fuel tank, but that cleaner degreaser did leave some streaks on the paint of the fuel tank. And then I ended up going to the hardware store and I got an actual cork. So we can go ahead and secure that with some 100-mile-an-hour tape. And then we're going to do the metal prep here in a minute, and we're going to do the lining. So I showed you parts of the shower head that fell out of the tank when I did the cleaner degreaser step. Now I want to make sure that I have all those shower head pieces out of the tank before I go on and do the metal prep. So I have this shop vac hose right here, and we're going to go ahead and suck the pieces of the shower head out of the tank. I hear a few of the pieces rattling in there, Battle. There's hardly anything left, Battle. A little bit. There's just a little bit of that cleaner degreaser left, Battle. We got the majority of the cleaner degreaser moisture out of the tank, and now we're going to go ahead and do the metal prep. I just have safety glasses on right now, so I'll get my chemical splash glasses on, and then I just have normal mechanics gloves on, so I'll get the blue rubber safety gloves on, and then I'll probably put the mechanics gloves over that. I am still wearing the long sleeve shirt. You don't want that splash getting on your skin. So let's go ahead and get set up for the next step, Battle. Now it says that you put the metal prep in and then you roll the tank around. Make sure the metal prep isn't in the tank longer than 2 hours. And it can be reused, so that's why I got my catch pan right here. Here goes, Battle, the metal prep. Ooh, a purple color. We'll go ahead and drain the metal prep when it's done treating the tank, and then we will use a vacuum cleaner on it before we use the heat gun to get it fully dry for the liner step, which is the final step. I'm going to leave that for 5 minutes, at least, and then I'm going to come back out and we're going to flip it a little bit, and we're just going to do it that way. Okay, Battle, it's been 5 or 10 minutes, and the metal prep has gotten a chance to etch the bottom of the tank. This is the direction that the tank sits in my bullnose truck. What I want to do now is I'm going to flip it forward and I'm going to put it on the catch pan just in case a little bit leaks out of the fuel sending unit or the fuel rollover valve port. So here goes, Battle. Excellent. And I'll go ahead and flip it to the top here in about 5 or 10 minutes, but I'm not going to cut every single time. I'll probably cut one more time before I'm done, just so that we can double check for a leak. The fuel vent hole leaked because I have about, I don't know, a quarter of a cup in the catch pan. I think it's the modified fuel sending unit that leaked, Battle. So that makes me feel a little bit better versus this fuel vent port leaking. I ended up getting this cork. The diameter of the hole is 1 1/4 inches, so you can just go to your local hardware store and get a cork or rubber stopper for it and hold it in there with duct tape. And actually, my fuel sending unit might have been leaking out of these ports that I have vacuum caps on, or it could even be leaking through the fuel sending unit itself. I put some 100-mile-an-hour tape over the 2 holes that were left by the connector that I removed with my Dremel, but that's okay. We'll go ahead and let it finish the metal prep stage, and then we'll collect all of the metal prep and put it back in the container for use later. So I'll catch you in a little bit, Battle. Okay, Battle, it's been about an hour. Let's go ahead and drain the metal prep and rinse out the tank, and then we need to dry it and we'll line it. We'll be done before lunchtime. Here's the original metal prep container. I have a funnel, and I have a paint strainer that you should be able to get for free at any of your local auto parts stores. Lots of nastiness in the metal prep. Well, we got about 3/4 of a bottle back. We got the metal prep out of the fuel tank. Let's go ahead and give her a rinse. Is that we don't need much water, just enough to slosh around. This is the metal prep that we're going to dispose of. Got the excess water-based cleaner degreaser. We're going to add this water and metal prep to it. You can check out the forums, the Oldsmobile forums, for the difficulty I had disposing of some excess coolant living in rural Oklahoma. You got to do the right thing, Battle. And it looks like we have about 2 gallons of waste right here. Got a little bit of a splash off of that, but that's why I'm wearing my PPE to go ahead and open up all the ports so we can air dry it. We got most of that moisture out. It was metal prep and water, and now the directions say to promptly force dry it and then do the liner kit. Before we force dry it, I'm going to go ahead and try to vacuum out some of the worst of it. Okay, Battle, that's enough with the vacuum cleaner. Now let's get the heat gun out here. Brand new heat gun. All digital and fancy. It defaulted to 650 degrees, which is the temperature that general solder melts. Went ahead and turned it down just a hair because we just want to evaporate all the moisture in there. I hit the power button and it's cooling itself down. Looks like we're nice and dry, Battle, and then we'll get the proper PPE and do the final stage, the liner. Final step, apply the liner. We got the cork for the rollover vent port. Go ahead and add some 100-mile-an-hour tape. Got the cap, I got it hardware store. Now, it says on the material safety data sheet for this liner that it needs to be done outside or with proper PPE. And I watched a lot of the other videos on YouTube, and I saw some people do it inside. I did see some people do it outside. I didn't see a lot of gloves, but it was a project I wanted to do anyways. There we go, Battle. Give it a stir. I can tell that it's separated. The silver color Battle. Don't get it on your skin, because it'll stay there for weeks. And it's poisonous. All right. Go ahead and line the tank, Battle. You gotta be careful, Battle. There are dog turds in the backyard. I think if I did it again, I'd line the inside and then I would paint the outside. Don't worry, we'll touch it up. I haven't been able to smell those MDKs at all. That's what's in this liner. Some pretty nasty stuff, Battle. Let's go ahead and take the cover off, take the cork out, take the fuel sending unit out, and let it dry. Remember, the instructions say let it set up for 4 days before you add fuel. Which that won't be a problem with me. I still want to modify a fuel sending unit and run some new fuel lines. And there we go. I'm getting a little bit out of it now, though. I think we got a good portion out, Battle. So, mission success. Thanks for helping me line my fuel tank with a POR-15 kit. I hope you learned a little bit about how to treat the chemicals with respect and how to wear the proper PPE. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of my video. Tell me about the time that you lined a fuel tank for your classic car or classic truck. Please consider liking and subscribing. I'll see you next time, Battle. Oh, nice. Almost got the 71 wet, Battle. Come on, old 64. Nice.